Yeah, as we said before, Wolf, we have a responsibility in filing our financials to reserve what we feel is appropriate based on the facts that we have. Based on the facts that we have today, we feel that we're very appropriately reserved.
And is that a single-digit billion dollars number, or is it double-digit?
As you heard on the earnings call, we disclosed what we added to our reserve. We disclosed our possible loss scenario, and all of that is what we feel comfortable with at the present time, given the information we have today.
Okay, moving on the same topic, recently you decided to withhold a portion of the 2011 incentive packages from 3 former senior executive employees. The board decided to do that. What was the reason behind it? Is there some implication they were complicit on the scandal itself, or just they didn't really do their oversight jobs back when this wrongdoing was committed? No implication of that whatsoever. The board took an action to defer, as they were permitted to defer compensation that was owed to certain executives based on the fact that they wanted to see how this all played out. But there was no, in any way, shape, or form, implication in any way, shape, or form to any of those executives that was the case. So why were the 3 singled out? Because I know, but why were the 3 people singled out? The 3 were the only 3 that had that particular award. So everybody else that had that award was retired or cashed out of that award. They were the only 3 that had that particular award. They were the only 3 executive officers that had that. And so the board, as they were entitled to, decided to defer a decision on paying that award until this is all resolved. And that was a board decision. And finally, David, on the topic, I haven't actually had a chance to speak to you directly about this topic yet. And I know you can't go deep into the details, but given that you kind of personally did build the debt capital markets and you had been head of the investment bank in the past, what level of personal guilt do you feel and personal annoyance with the whole thing that did unfold back in 2013?
Well, I think, Wolf, I've been very, very clear that I'm outraged that we had somebody at the firm that acted in such a criminally difficult and in a criminally inappropriate way, that acted in a way that in any way, shape, or form doesn't meet the standards of behavior that we expect, the level of integrity we expect, broke the law, became a criminal. So I'm outraged by that, as are all partners at Goldman Sachs. So this process will play out as we've said. We're working to bring a resolution to it. And hopefully we can get that resolution done in an appropriate way in short order.
All right, David, I have a question more strategically about bank M&A broadly. We saw the SunTrust BB&T merger last week. Wisdom Tree reportedly held talks with JP Morgan. There's even some news out just today that Goldman was in talks with a boutique bank, and those talks fell apart over M&A. Do you expect to see more financial services mergers in 2019, and can we expect to see Goldman play a role in that?
Well, obviously, the BB&T SunTrust deal was a big deal. We played a role as an advisor in that transaction, and it was a significant consolidation transaction. We haven't seen one in quite some time. I think one of the things that was interesting about it is the stocks of both companies reacted well, kind of indicating that the market would see lots of consolidation. There are regulatory issues that constrain as you move further up the market cap spectrum the ability to see more consolidation. You saw Morgan Stanley do an interesting add-on acquisition over the course of recent weeks. As for Goldman Sachs, we'll continue to look for opportunities to broaden our franchise with add-on transactions, as we have, for example, in the wealth management business. But we're really focused on continuing to grow our business with respect to the initiatives that we have. I do think M&A activity broadly will continue, apace in this environment, and I think financial services will have a reasonable contribution to the overall M&A mix. With respect to the article today about our looking at a boutique investment bank, I'm actually not aware of those discussions occurring, but we're very focused on expanding our footprint, which is something that we do organically by adding bankers and building out our ability to cover a broader array of companies.
Now, the reverse, we talked about add-ons and potentially pulling back on part of the business. It was reported that you all were scaling back on your commodities business. Are there any other areas that we can expect to see shift under your leadership?
Sure. We are looking at all our businesses, and we've been on record talking about a review kind of front to back of all our businesses and opportunities to refine them. With the commodities business, we're very committed to serving our clients in the commodities space. But that business has evolved a little bit, and we thought it was an appropriate time to refocus on certain areas where our clients really have needs from us in the commodities business, and others where there wasn't really good client demand, to refocus some of those resources on other parts of the business. So we're always looking at our businesses through the eyes of what do our clients need and how can we best refine those businesses to serve our clients well. And that's an ongoing process that will continue.